Um, it's probably a role quest. Yeah, role questy quest. Give me them tacos. Well, if it isn't Lily, alone today, are you? I see, I see. If you have a hankering for tacos, then they're on the house. Consider it a token of gratitude for your help tracking down those treasures. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. I can only guess where that is. Tacos! You still love tacos, I hope? Heh, you ate so many when you turned 5, you could barely move afterwards. Remember that? No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry. It's still strange for me, too. Just the other day you were a little boy, clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off for Yasugani, and now you're a man grown with a face full of hair. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family, and you can always rely on me. Relying. That feels like the only thing I'm doing right now. On you and everyone else. I can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had electrope. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here, I'm helpless. A culinarian who can't even light the stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me, gods, I'd never felt so embarrassed. Yeah, looks like they're struggling a little bit in their new life. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been told the tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. My wife and children. I was thinking to have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate... I say you sent for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever is necessary to make it work. That's good. Look! I didn't mean to overhear, but it seems you're having trouble readjusting to life in Tulayolo. Waklamat? To aid folk like yourself, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There, you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. Hang on, I'm just gonna check something really quick on my stream. I'm just gonna check. There we go. Okay, we're good. There we go. Okay, we're good. It isn't easy to being back, I know, but I'm hopeful that they can make things easier. That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out, and I'll bring my family with me. Thank you. One more thing. Oh, look who it is! I was just about to go and find you, Lily. If you don't mind the company, I hope. I could use a bite to eat myself. Join me for tacos, friend! The crunch! Ah, the tacos here never disappoint. So, what have you been up to lately? I've been helping around Maki. I've heard stories about someone helping out the businesses. Seeing how well they're faring now, you've clearly done a fine job. As for myself, I'm being kept busy with duties at the palace. but whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to the people. That way, I can better understand the problems they have and share them with Kawana to figure out solutions. I was on one such walk just now, and as I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Eh? Kawana and I have something we want to discuss with you, as Dawn servants. Do you have time to come to the palace? For you, of course. For you and Kawana? Hell fucking yeah! Great. I'll go on ahead. Please come and join us once you've finished here. I'm on the way! Where is the nearest? Over here. Whee! There. Meow. 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 Mr. Zilli, it is always an honor. Val Kawana has stepped away to attend to a pressing matter, but he should join you within before long. Enter. Oh, we're all here. Sup? Oh, you're all here too? Val Kawana summoned us, though if truth be told, Alphonse and I have been seeing him quite regularly of late. He asked us to share our knowledge of Hannish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We were, of course, happy to oblige him. Kryl and I were likewise summoned. Otherwise, we've been carrying on with our work, compiling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what he started. Hi, Arthas, what's up? Do you hear the game okay? Lest you wonder, Thancred and Urianger have left to resume their tour of Tural. Stola, meanwhile, is back to researching cross-rift travel. She was here just a few days ago to get Kawana's permission to investigate the living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. Ah yes, that thing. If the look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You're like to be stuck with her for a while. As for Estinian, we know neither where he is nor what he's doing. Some things never change. Of course Estinian will be just doing his own thing. Lone wolf he is. Kawana? Kawana! My apologies for the delay. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever it is you need. The matter for which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene. King Gwululja and his administration have invited us to attend. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yassulani, I see no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently, the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the queen be thus honored. Leave it to that lot to think of such things. The people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. Though Sphene was but a simulacrum, she was nonetheless a pillar for our people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Indeed, a funeral will give Alexandrians the chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it. I wasn't sure at first, but I've decided to go. Not only to be there for Gwululja, but to put this chapter behind us. That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wished to attend the funeral. You knew Sphene as well, after all. I think I should go too. Because you consider yourself responsible for her demise, I take it. But that's not a burden you bear alone. Here's my idea. As thou, I'll attend the funeral as a representative of Tuliolal. Meanwhile, you can go in the personal capacity and watch over the people as they mourn. Sound idea. I feel the rest of us should go too. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sphene was, to her people and to the others. So let us stand with you. Thank you for coming. Then it's decided. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Gwululja in the back room. And away we go. Huh? Oh. Crossroads! For a moment I thought something extraordinary was about to happen. Though I would too ideally attend the funeral, given the circumstances I think it is best that Lamati represents us. Besides, I need to be on hand to oversee the city's repairs, which is taking longer than expected. When that work is complete, we will finally look into installing new thrones. But to have Father's throne here still, it makes me feel he is close by. I'm quite happy for it to remain for a while. Yeah, Gwululja. He was quite the person. Great king. On to Solution 9. We are going to Neonstein. Into the back room? Of course. Sup, Shell? Glad to see the invitation reached you. As you may have heard, we were able to find data on the forgotten funeral custom amidst old records. It appears to have been preserved by those who ruled the cross, who ruled the loss of culture due to the proliferation of regulators. We're grateful for their foresight. Hey baby, hey baby. Aww. Gululja. Precious. Ah, you came for the funeral. Of course. I'm the only one who will officially take part, though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So, how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Sheila's always teaching me new things. Recently, I've learned about Everkeep's systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. Studious as always, I see. By way of a treat, I brought you a gâteau au chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Lamati, and thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. To the departed. Blah. It's much the same here according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? Yay. Pizza. I'll take the silver piece. Yeah, yeet! For the people to take it to themselves to organize and hold the funeral. It speaks of their enduring love for Sveen. From a group that plotted to undermine a tyrant king from the shadows, to one that aids their fellow citizens in the open, Oblivion has come a long way. It's a relief to see that Gululja's doing well. He's been through too much for one so young. Although I've been in the back room before, there was no time to see the sights. I should like to take a closer look at the equipment. Papa always said he didn't want a somber funeral, so we celebrated his life together with our victory. I'm sure he would have loved it. I like to think he was watching us from the world beyond, filling his cup every time we filled our own. Gululja wishes to go and collect his flower for the funeral. The flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with, Golson. He was apparently Spheen's aide, and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. And nod. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba! Exito. Now how far is this place? Yeah, what's that? I don't know what that is. But we are going to resolution. To the resolution. Ah, yes, there's the place where all the people watching cutscenes are. And pop! Ah, damn it, I wanted to talk to Book Clement first. Oh well. Why, I'm Val Clement of Tuliolol. Thanks for extending us an invitation to the Queen Spheen's funeral. We are honored, truly. I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I am Gosan, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I have been responsible for administrating affairs of state. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulators. What? We need to wear regulators for the funeral? Ah, rest assured they are not a requirement. We are aware people do not use them. You see, people in Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such tokens were black, it was suggested that we might wear regulators to paint them the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able. I see. Yet, regulator or no, the important thing is that we remember Queen Sphene. Remember her and her kindness as you make an offering of your flower. I will. The proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. Whoa. Baby.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sphene brought us together. Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Oh. Hang on, that's the same flowers Lily wears. Shit.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
This isn't good.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help.
Looks like Julolja's doing a big think.
What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
I don't really trust those black regulators. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought that up. Simply leaving Alexandria won't solve all their problems, I fear. The problem runs deeper than that. I hope the altar can provide comfort to those who need it. Seeing that child reminded me of myself, of how hard it was for me to accept that grandfather was gone. But that sadness is what gave me the strength to come this far, and I would never choose to forget. Never. Hey, Gululja, do you really know nothing at all about your mother? Shale searched the system for information on residents, but the only Mamulja she found listed were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there. But she wasn't. Well, that you're here means she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. Do you want to know your mother? I think so. Even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know her. So I want to try looking again. If I don't find anything this time, I'll give up. I see. Well, if that's what you want. Then I'll help you. I'd like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. Hell yeah! But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who has kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. Big think. Good. Alright. Thank you, everyone. Good child. Quest complete. If no records remain of Gululja's mother, then where do we begin our search? I understand all too well Gululja's desire. For the longest time, I found my own father's actions inexplicable. If this is what Gululja wants, then I'll help him however I can. After all, we're family. We might learn more about my father too? I hadn't thought about that. I can very much relate to his feelings. I pray Gululja finds what he seeks. Oop. Assuming neither memories nor records of Gululja's mother remain, we must cast as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. Lily, if you could make inquiries about the inquiries outside and outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Whoa. Hang on. That's awesome! Look at this guy. I like that. Okay. Going outside. Yeah, yeet. Just checking one more thing. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zoralja. You might have better luck talking to the people over at Tonawatan settlement to the north of Everkeep, in a place called Yuiyawata. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another, or so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Keniloka. Zoraljal's devoted. Here. A Mamulja woman. Their people have never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliol after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. We're finding traces. You're looking for a Mamulja woman. Oh, Guluja's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know a little about Zoralja, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, a Tural Vidral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zoralja assembled a party of warriors, and with them confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. Tural Vidral. Back to the back room. We return! And to resolution. There's Tipsy Tank. Oh, no, that wasn't resolution I needed. Neon sign. Heading to the back room. Ah, you're back too. I told Shell all about your search. Zoralja rarely made public appearances, so the people had no idea how he spent most of his time. Yet I believe therein lies the key to the answers we seek. Solution 9 is vast indeed. Even with the teleporters, we could cover but a small portion of it. I'm sorry, but I couldn't find out anything useful. None of the people I questioned had heard of a Mamulja woman before. Lamenti didn't seem to have much luck. How did you fare? While I failed to learn anything directly related to Gulolja's mother, I did find information which may shed some light upon Zoralja. Gulolja has told me all. We have previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Ba. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So, Zoralja brought a retinue of Landsguard to Yasaliani, among whom was a female Mamulja. His mission was to rid the region of a Tural Vidral, and I believe it's safe to say that was the crisis of Yewawata he resolved. Yewata. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. We also heard stories about the settlement in Iwiwawa, Yuya Wata. Yuya Wata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zoalja made regular visits. If he required his secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal, and if this Mamulja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in contact. I see, but what could Zoalja have been doing in that village? I think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Zoalja's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked in orogenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the king's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the king's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. It's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any material and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records... There it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries are being made to Yuiwata. Far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing! Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the paths of those who walked before. A lesson learned in another life. Yeah! So we'll be investigating the secret facility in Yuiwata. Then... And this time, I want you to come along, Jukulja. Take baby! Take baby! Yay. Yuiwata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a cover cargo from the drift downs. Alright, thank you, Shale. Ah. Let's go! To the outskirts. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, yeet. Someone would have noticed if Zoraljal traveled from the drift downs. I expect to utilize the following vehicle. While this researcher we spoke with remembered that they had colleagues, he couldn't recall details about any specific individuals, not their names or nor what they were like. Someone would have noticed if Zoraljal traveled from the drift downs. I expect to... Okay, I talked to... We've seen how much that has changed for the parts of Yassilania that's on this side of the dome. I wonder what it's like on the other. The settlement on the outskirts. That was originally Tona Watan as well, yes? I wonder if Yuiwata is similar to it. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, be careful everyone. Field station, now accessible. Dungeon time! Now then, not too sure anybody here will join me, so I'll just do a random group. Here it is. Let's go. Get my stance on. And dive right in. Oh hell, it's Snaz. It's Picto. Hang on. Never mind. He's in another party already. Probably has somebody helping him. Hi Jay, what's up? We're about to hit the new dungeon. I'm sure it'll be fine. Average wait time is 5 minutes. Hmm? You're feeling sick? No. Well, I hope you feel better soon. It's no fun being sick. You're welcome. Alright, here we go. Let's go! They're all 11 charged, it seems. Double pull. Let's go. Oh shit, Zangle! Festival of the Hunt, let's go! Oh. Don't charge, don't charge. Don't charge. Oh. How big is that AoE? Oh god! Oh, that was really interesting. Oh god! Forgot about that one. Uh-oh. Whew! So the facility is still here. What kind of research did they do here? I'll take these notes really quick, read them later. Oh, hang on. Oh. Oh! Help up with healing a little bit. I'll do the notes later. No need for that. Next. Ooh. 3 spirits. That's a really small circle. Oh! Oh no! And another. Not a free spirits. Almost there. Whew. What the fuck? Do that. See what we're facing. Oh. Oh. Nasty rabbit. Oh, Teral Vidral Niptia. Nipiati. We've learned about this thing. I was gonna say Master Splinter. God damn! Ooh! Here I think. A minute! Oh! Oh, uh-oh. Oh shit! I did not expect a hole be there. Okay, back this way. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh no. This is a toughie. Man, my poor group. Mm. Oh no. god! That thing's fast! Oh god, it's going this way! Yeah! It's fun. Hi guys, sorry I haven't looked at chat for a while. I think we got it now. Almost there. Just about there. Got him. Oh. Also, hey, new. We're making Bugs Bunny puns in the chat. Alright. This healer did good. Scouting. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna go read up on the lore we missed. Gonna take a little tour. Didn't get to focus on the lore here with the group with us. But yeah, we got the boss, we bonked the bugs, and it's lore time. We'll probably learn a little bit more about what we fought. Okay, notes. While His Majesty Zeralja is not the first to conceive of transferring a beast's soul into a person's body, safety and ethical concerns have ensured no earnest attempts have been made to date. Yet our king believes that there is no greater evil than to hinder the potential of man, and so he has ordered us to make this conception a reality. He would bolster our military might and break through into the outside world. If our research will further his ambition, then perhaps it is worth pursuing. Oh yeah, there's the room we saw in the live letter. Our bodies are fragile vessels. Although the infusion of another person's soul confers strength and vitality, the soul of a beast yields mixed results. Even when stripped of memories, a feral soul can induce psychological instability in the subject. I suspect this is because primal instincts remain, and while a certain amount of bestial ferocity is expected, and I dare say welcomed, too many such souls can lead to physical mutations. For now, our objective shall be to determine the threshold beyond which a body is at risk of uncontrolled mutation. Damn. Reminds me of Genova pods. That's what this reminds me of. And there's more notes over here. And look at all those beds. Oh, those are bodies. Shit. How long have those been in here? Oh, I see that hydrate. Sorry about that. Okay. Ugh. The rate of transfiguration may be dictated by the potency of the soul consumed. The experiment with fiends of great power, but mutations were observed after the infusion of merely a single soul. No better was this phenomenon is illustrated than with poor Atticus. His body was altered irreparably, and he had lost all capacity for rational thought. While the primary objective of this research was to utilize the soul of a Tural Vidral, I struggled to see the path forward. An alternative approach must be considered. Those were the things we fought. Wheelchair. Why is this one red? Yeah, that will explain it. If If the source of our failures thus far have been the inability of our bodies to contain feral souls, what if we were to reverse the process? By purging a beast of its memories and infusing it with a man's soul, once still possessed of its own memories, we stand to gain absolute control over our vessel of great power. My subordinate, who first proposed this brilliant hypothesis, shall have the honor of being the first to transcend our meager limits. I must prepare his soul for extraction at once. Yeah. And over here is where we first saw the Tural Vidral. Man, it's been gathering power for like, what, 20 years? Or 30 years? See, he leans heavily towards the earth element. That's obvious. Okay. I think that's all the lore notes we'll get. But sheesh. That bunny tore shit up, that's for sure. Okay. I'm gonna take a closer look at it. Oh! I'm okay. No, I did not just shit my pants. Whoa. Nasty piece of work, that thing. Alright, onward!
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Valley Armanda.
Wait, that thing's still alive!
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zaralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
I don't like that. The female.
So,
You've given him permission.
Teishalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments.
Chirurgeon.
You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power, but with no one to rely upon. We must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliolal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours.
Uh-huh. Does she
that
like...
which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Are you alright?
Don't worry, it's just the echo.
Teishalja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubiko women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanaloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishalja there.
That's where we're going next then.
Let's head off. Now that thanks for the hydrate. I wonder why my alerts aren't going off. Maybe I muted it. I don't know. I'll look into it later. Oh, I think I know why. I turned the alerts off for 16. Yeah, that's what I did. Now that the danger is behind us, it started sinking in just how unsettling this place is. Hard to believe that it used to be a village. That you should be able to peer into the Tural Vidral's past. I wonder what that implies for the beast's consciousness while it was sealed away. Seems this Kaniloka was in charge here. From your recounting, he was quite dedicated to Zoralja. The villagers were likely monitoring the imprisoned Tural Vidral at Zoralja's behest, and at some point they became involved in the research of souls. Teishalja, you said her name was? I wonder what her story is. I wish I could see into the past like you, that I could see people who live, see people who are gone. because there aren't any other Mamojo women here. For a long time, I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. When one day I visited Tuliyola and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day, I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. I'll take this one. Ba 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 ba. Is it alright if I go around by myself now? Among the abandoned, Coral is eager to begin searching the research facility. While we've discerned the purpose of the research conducted here, the traces of it that remains might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Let us take a look around for information as well as a way to the upper level. Yeah, yeet! What happened to the people here? Did they all leave? Or did we already meet them? To think that people actually volunteered their souls for these experiments. Success was far from guaranteed, and even in the best case, they would cease to be men. Was their devotion to Zeralja so absolute? There's Graha. I wonder what Big Lug would make of this research into transferring souls. The researchers likely moved between the upper and lower levels. Perhaps we can find a key among their belongings. It makes me angry to think about what they did here. Me too. Okay, let's go check that spot. A lift can be seen behind the wrought iron gate. As sturdy as it appears, the gate will likely resist attempts to force it open. A security panel is nearby. Perhaps a verification key will open the way. We are looking for a key. Probably in one of the cells. Not this one. See one. Oh, mangled corpse. Wonder how long this has been here. A journal lies next to the body. I was transferred to Yuiwata Station in order to train the villagers in the use of electro-optic technology. While a child can quickly learn to operate common contraptions, it will be no easy thing for them to attain the requisite skill to develop new weapons, ones which require no less than the manipulation of souls. Thankfully, two of my pupils have demonstrated great aptitude in the field. Kaniloka, the village chief, and T. Shalja, a field Kyurgan. Further driven by their loyalty to our king, their growth has been remarkable. I dare hope that, before long, they will be able to carry out their duties without further instruction, and I may be relieved of my duty. You find nothing that resembles a verification key. Perhaps we should search elsewhere. Well, the keys aren't over there. Gotta be over here. Hike, 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 hike! Done up! Test subject's journal. They're recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Soul transferred a few days ago. I can write. I can write good, yes? I am good. Very good. Getting hard to control strength. Today bit off hand of feeder. Gonna help it so strong. Hungry. Always hungry. Cannot control. Eat. I must eat. Am eater. Must eat. Kind of sounds like they lost their humanity and just went right to beast. The beast took control. Nothing left of the human spirit, I guess. You find nothing that resembles a verification key. Perhaps you should search elsewhere. Poor souls. Oh, cabinet. Hi-yup! Digga 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 digga. Supplies for the staff are neatly arranged within the cabinet. Among the various items is a manual outlining regulations and tranquilizing gas to be used in emergencies. You dig deeper. And find a verification key! Perhaps it can be used to open the iron gate. Got it! Come on, let's go! Come on, look! Cryo! Time to open it up! You found the key? Great, I'll call the others. I was just over there! It seems the key can be used to operate the lift as well. Up we go. I wonder if we'll find his mother up there. Doesn't look good so far. So this is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this was a far cry from the temple that held Valley Garmanda. All the machinery appears to still be in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure that monitoring can continue even in emergencies. The warnings indicate various anomalies, related to the seal's failure, most likely. For a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Galuljad's mother. I think I can use this terminal. Shell taught me how. There's so much data. I don't know what we should look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Tishalja. Ah, it brought up a lot of results, but they all seem to say the same thing. Tishalja, Administrator of Experimental Treatments, Research Logs. This sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it'll take considerable time to go through it all. Then let us take it with us back to the back room and have Shell analyze it. Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to the storage device I brought. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. Baby. Alrighty. I admit the Tural Vidral gave me a fright at first, but then I remembered who felled the mighty Valagarmanda. I'll not soon forget our visit to the facility. It was a troubling reminder of the depravity that can rise from the belief that souls are simply a resource to be exploited. It seems safe to say my brother returned to Uiatawa for the Tural Vidral. He wanted its power, no matter the cost. I'm glad we could find what we sought in that abandoned facility. Kiluswa is really good at driving the hover cargo. I wonder if I can learn how to drive it too. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. But first thing first, let us deliver the data to Shale. And away we go! Back to Shale. Solution 9! This time, Neonstein. Ba-dum, ba-dum, plum, plum. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Heading to the back room. You found the information from Gulja's mother? You'll never cease to amaze. Having now spent some time in these harsh environs, I feel I have a better understanding how much of a steadying presence Fiend was to her people. No. Gulja had no trouble keeping up during the outing. He really is his father's son. It was Shell who gave me the storage device before we left. She said that we'll probably need it. And we did! From what I can see, things haven't changed much since the funeral. People are still listless as before. Like before. I've been thinking, it may behoove us to learn how to use the various devices found throughout Alexandria. Better late than never, after all. The data will be in good hands with Shale. Welcome back. Gulja has already given me the storage device. There looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. In that case, LSA and I might take ourselves around the city and check on the people. Aye, their mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I've finished my work. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Ba 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 ba. LSA isn't wrong. The mood out there is still grim. Some of the Turali remember a time before they were dependent on the soul system, but even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason, too. The journey home won't be an easy one for those who have grown old. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who have been leaving for Tural, ones with no elders to care for. Word of that problem has reached us in Tuliyola. My brother is doing all he can to see the Zax-Tural Railroad restored to operation so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go as far as Vanguard, so some traveling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroad would make things slightly easier. How long before it's back in service? I couldn't say. When I left for this visit, Koana seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shale's working on the data, we could go and see the state of it for ourselves. The Shaloni station, then. I'll make sure to keep Koana informed. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Alright. Alley-oop. here. Vow resolve, and Lily Dragoneer to boot. What can I do for you? We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Tural that can't make the journey on foot. I see. As it happens, the Vow of Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Ah, scratch the on his way. Come on! Oh my god, look at our boy! Look at him! Looking good, Aaronville. Grasp. Did our little Bun Bun finally outgrow his old clothes? Nope, looking good, Aaronville. As the guild ship has officially approved my transition from gleaner to independent contractor, I was in need of more befitting attire. You hear about the railroad too? It was in part for my sake that the original Dawnblazer was sacrificed, so I felt it only right that I assisted with its replacement. Speaking of which, I assume Lemati has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a manner of speaking. You see, when we used the Dawnblazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations. But now we're back in our original problem: how to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Melwatson. That is the Ronique, though the Hetsero that follow them are none too pleased about their Hetsero being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I've devised to quieten the railroad should address that complaint. But a silent train presents a different danger. The Ronique will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks. And I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them, or they'll panic and be put off the grazing again. Weren't the railroads routes plotted to avoid the Ronique's preferred grazing areas, though? It's odd that they're getting so close in the first place. The Ronique's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I'm not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of Melwatson for their insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter. Now I too would hear what the Hetsero have to say about it. They are the ones the most affected, after all. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Huato. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hetsero encampment if you like. Da da da. Wee. You can just teleport there. Yay. As committed as the Hetsero are to tradition, they are amenable to the unfamiliar, or so I am told. That's Kawana. Vow of Reason is not? I can scarce believe it. To think that all of this can be packed up at a moment's notice to follow whatever the Ronique lead. Our prior visit to the Hetsara was also on a railroad business. Pray they do not take us for train enthusiasts. Sap. Vow of resolve, vow of reason. I bid you welcome to our camp. But what brings you all the way to Mawatson? I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Zaktural Railroad. You too have noted the Runique's unexpected change in behavior, then. My son, Shepeto, has been looking into this matter. Geppetto? Normally, would expect the Roni to keep to their favorite grounds nearby for a while yet, and despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in Pairoan and Yaltanan. Yet they refuse to keep where they usually would. Thanks for the hydrate. Instead, pushing westward toward your railroad. Blah. I certainly see no cause for this unseasonable migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any true Hetsara would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Hetsaro descent. My parents traveled with Ornig as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during such a migration. One of many sacrifices necessitated by a nomadic lifestyle, I am forced to assume. A chance encounter with the kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stall-keeper in Toliola's markets, and that is where the Dawn Servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace for some time when Lamati came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude, and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I'd always be there for her. They are both in a sense abandoned, but that's still sad. Truly, I had never heard of the Runic choosing a path so odorous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hetsera willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. There must have been some exceptional circumstance. I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps that I might better make excuses of their actions never much appealed to me. Even if it might help you better understand the Runic's current behavior? As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hetsero may arise from the fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat past mistakes. And to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor dawn servant indeed. Please, teach me of the Roni and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. We would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Will you learn of Hetsaro culture with me? I should like to approach this with a fervent curiosity that you and my sister share. But it would be useful to know whether I am, doing it correctly. Sure. Then it's settled. You'll learn more of the Ronique, and we'll have a look around the plains. And perhaps in the process we'll find the answers we seek. Gosh, Aaronville looks good. Still got the backpack though. That's okay. My knowledge of the culture I was born into is from written accounts alone, and few of them at that. It will be a joy to share our traditions with the new Dawn Servants, as we once did with Gulul Jaja. The quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor. Let's go! I'm not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. And that's all we ask. Take these tools. Wait, what, Reed? Super Bolite's potency? What does that mean? Now, introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. They'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. Let us meet back here later to share what we've learned. Alright. Super Bullet used to put you down to 1 HP, but now it's only half your max health? Huh. So no healer heart attacks anymore. That's kind of disappointing. Oh man. This won't do. The wind will go right through it, and me without my needle and sinew. Oh, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronic hide they made of is durable enough that we generally needn't worry. Yeah, I got the joke. I got the joke. I saw something on Anvil's backpack if you want to take a closer look later. Where is he? I don't see him here. Those are just merchants. I'm not seeing him at the moment. I'll look later when I spot him. You're learning about the Hatsara way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find answers much easier to recall later if I arrived at them myself. Our Hetzo provide us with something that we use in medicines, poultices and soap, to drive away pests, to sustain our fires. What is it? Is it dung again? Bones, hooves? Ah, good. My thing sold. Both horns and hooves have cores of bone, and we use all these materials, albeit primarily in tent poles, instruments, and the like. It's not quite the answer I was looking for. Okay. Medicines. Meat and organ meat? It is poop, isn't it? It's poop. Again! Is it dung again? Sounds like there's a story there, but that is indeed the correct answer. We have discovered myriad uses for unique chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. Where there is a need, our Hetzo always provide. Huh. I'm afraid I finished with my tasks for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn about our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you'll likely already know that Runic are our Hetzo, our guides, that we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands with all we need to survive. But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits into two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we Hetzaro must also part with half our number. We may think it's a strange and stressful custom, but over the years it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as a people. This too is the wisdom of the Hetzo. Interesting. As you stroke the Runic's coat, you note that many portions are shaggy and tangled. This one's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You'll need the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to would just get lost in the tangle, I guess not. Fur brush. Ah, Geppetto sent a runic brush with you, did he? How like him. Now, just run it through the little one's patch at a time. One little patch at a time, gently. Ah, you dutifully brush the runic until your arms grow weary from the prolonged battle with its coat. It appears much tidier now, though the same cannot be said for your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own. Well done! With less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat, and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries, should the need arise. Yeah! Comfy runique. Oh, I don't see him. You smell the grass and the wind, which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us, or at least the adventurous Tonawata. I have to wonder how Valquana is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty. But it seems his wish to understand us was as sincere. E. Ah, there he is now. Oh, he seems happy. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the runique, and ended up rather far afield. Found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination. To force us back into the trail seemed inappropriate. But how is your own work? Have you anything to share? The runique are treasured members of this community, as important as family. Indeed, the runique provide for the Hetzaru, and in turn the Hetzaru are good to the runique, just as family should be. Mine is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty to the runique, as they did to me, and so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I once believed. I have no way to know, of course, and regardless, this has no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service to the people of Toral, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today. And I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the Hetzaru are concerned. Me. I'm glad to hear that, Valkuana. You're welcome among our herd any time. Yay! Wild banana blend. Yum. Banana. Don't see Aaronville yet. One appears to look apart from his runique companion. Aww. Kawana, how did it go? I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetzo. They nourish the Hetzaru as they grow, and provide warmth and companionship in the harsh and unpredictable world. They are the equal of any man, nor beast to be tamed. Moreover, runique are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale, They must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hatsara would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. Then it is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Renique's once favorite grazing grounds. As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Renique. Even the birds and field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Ceratoraptors, but they looked to be passing through in a hurry. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, and the like. Though the Hatsara would have surely put two and two together were the cause geological, I measured the area's ether to be certain. There was indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. What do you think, Koana? Given where we are, I believe we are dealing with a powerful beast. A predator, perhaps, given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. It couldn't be a Turuhetso. Turuhetso? Ronique Reaver, in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetso in the night is another evocative one. Ronique can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Turuhetso. Their scales are tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. A well-toothed carnival with an unusually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. I can't tell you why this one is so far from home and its pack both. In any case, I believe the source of the Renique's consternation is clear. Oh, I see the thing. I see the thing. That is so sweet. As is our next move, we must drive this reaver away. They might return to their grazing lands in peace. Yes, smile all you want. I see it. Never fear, we will make certain that the beast threatens you no more. I see. The Runic Reaver is a clear threat to the local population. We cannot allow it to roam unchecked. But it won't do for us to go running off in search of it without having made proper preparations. And if others returning from across the plain have spotted it, they may be able to inform us of its recent behavior and where it might be found. Saved at certain points. Let's go! I sense a science simulator somewhere in here.
Help! Help! Oduruhetsu is coming this way!
Oh boy.
It has beasts
race across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety.
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Let's go!
Make haste. We must protect the Ronek.
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
Let's move already! Oh.
There they are.
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
Easy there. I'll be okay. Now get out of here!
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers. The Ronek are Turali too. None shall be left behind.
Ahana. Oh!
There must be something up ahead. Come. There.
These are no match for the likes of us.
Let's go! Yeah, we're...
In a panic is really an understatement. More are coming!
You're mine.
Excuse me?
All or nothing then.
Let's go, Kawana! Good job! Damn, nice.
seems that did the trick.
Good. To safety, Runic.
For the fodder at least. But
Where's the big beast? Oh, that's a big lad!
look there! We've got a big one coming!
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Rona Griever, and no mistake.
There! That one there!
Koana!
Not so fast!
Damn.
Even should it cost me my life. I will save the head soul!
Get him! Bonk!
Kona! Are you alright?
Our boy's a bit scratched up, but he'll be
Do
fine.
not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety.
There. You've nothing to fear.
Right! Let's finish the job!
Let's go!
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer!
You tell him. Let's go.
You'll find the vow of breathing is not without resolve.
Damn it! Not even a scratch!
That armor's pretty thick.
I need some time to think, will you? It must have a weakness, and I will find it.
Ooh.
Keep it busy.
this trick again?
Now we just have to keep it pinned. You're thinking, Kona.
Home game.
A protective current of ether. But whence does it flow? I've got it!
Ah! Get him!
One well-placed piercing round to the chest and...
Get him, Kwana.
You're done for!
Boom!
That stemmed the flow of protective ether.
Set up.
Nothing's stopping us now. Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me.
Oh. Ether call.
You must disperse that ether ere the river recovers it.
This is going to hurt.
Got him. Ba 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 ba.
We did it.
Whew.
So, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehwa Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats. but the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
Good.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetzo.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty.
You freaking nerd.
The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most.
We could probably use that for the
It
train.
might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one, and it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozeni Hetta, a camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster. Lozeni Hetta. That's where the Pelu Pelu trader found me as a babe.
Oh. I think I see now.
Please, can you tell me what you saw? As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. We're distracted, I heard one cry. Save our son! Save the Hetzo! After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran. And as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes. And what became of their child? I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome. Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself. All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe.
Oh, Koana.
I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone. servant. All of Tuliola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
Attaboy. I can't imagine how Kwana must be feeling right now. That Reaver. You don't suppose it was the same one that... We certainly got more than we could bargain for when we set out to solve a railroad conundrum. To know that the Hetzo are safe is more than enough. Yet, would it be wrong to hope that in protecting them, we also avenge my parents? It is the least I owe to them after all this time. Lily, I thank you for standing by me, as Dawn's servant, and as the oft imperfect man beneath that mantle. Now, let us return to our attentions to the matter we came here to address, shall we? We have removed the root cause of the runic straying from their favorite grazing, and obtained the tools to devise an additional precautionary measure, a silent whistle, as it were. This whistle must be capable of emitting pulses of ether strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks on instinct, yet not so strong as to drive them into a panic. If we can achieve this, it will be a far sight better than a traditional whistle, more effective and less stressful for the creatures themselves. Let us return to Shalaoni Station and begin work on it, then, while Ika and his crew will doubtless be relieved to finally have a solution. Hell yeah! Could probably just fly there. Oh, yeah. Whee! This train will be ready in no time. I always carry a pair of spectacles or two, as it can be difficult to find replacements outside this city. You wouldn't believe how many I went through during the Rite of Succession. No kidding! A variety of artisans from across Tyrol have come to assist with the railroad, so I've foreseen no difficulty in creating the whistle that Kawana proposed. You look pleased about something. Good news for the railroad, I take it. We found you our whistle. So the Runic were avoiding a predator. Smart ones they are. And Valquana's not too bad himself. What with this whistle idea? Sit tight. We'll have this train on the tracks before you know it. Sit tight, yes. Yes, yes.
We're ready to go.
Whoa! She looks as good as new!
If I had time to do a proper job, could have really made her shine. Had to cobble together the exterior with spare parts. We refurbished the interior, though. Not that you could appreciate it from out here. But as far as the Ronek are concerned, we've spared no effort. From the ballast to the ties, we've adjusted every bit of the track so she'll run quiet as a field mouse.
You and your crew have worked wonders. Our nation is in your debt.
Come now. If anything, credit's due to Tuliolao. It's thanks to the folk you recruited from every corner of the continent that we were able to get her up and running so quickly. Besides, the ethereal whistle's the true marvel, and we wouldn't have that without the scales you brought us. However grateful you are, know that we're even more thankful.
Right. If we're done talking, let's put this train through our paces.
Hell yeah! And there she go! Oh,
There's a Ronek up ahead.
Now, to test our whistle.
On it. Just point it in the general direction and...
It's moving away.
good.
Meanwhile, our friends over there appear wholly unperturbed.
Awesome!
With this, we can alert those who wander too close without disturbing the rest of the herd.
A roaring success! In a quiet way, like. Then with your permission, Vow of Reason, the Shaktaral Railroad is back in service.
Hell yeah! Mission complete. Now everyone will be able to come and go from the dome as they please. I can't wait to spread the word in Alexandria. I expect that with the Reaver gone, the Ronek will gradually return to their old habits. We won't see so many approaching the tracks. It is good to see that the whistle will be effective in the meantime, however. With that, I believe our work here is done. The fine people of Zaktaral Railing can take it from here. The folks that Valkawana brought in to help recruit the railroad have already returned home, but I hope we can give them a ride someday. For a while there, we were real worried that we'll never get the railroad running again. But now that the test drive was such a success, we can breathe easy and start hauling people to and from the dome. First Shawnee and then the continent. Watch out, Zaktaral, here we come! I share the sentiment. We've got a mountain of work ahead of us to ensure smooth operations. Time to get back to it. The efforts of all here today have not gone unnoticed. Once more, I thank you. Good boy, Kwana. As for our own work, I trust you can handle matters in Alexandria, Lamity. The warmth of family. Crossroads. Everyone to stand still. Booklemet is ready to race back to Alexandria. Well, it's possible that Shell's made some headway by now, and regardless, we should spread word that the railroad's been restored to service. Shell, what do you have her working on? Galulja's mother. I'll feel the same in his shoes. Have felt the same. Some questions are painful to leave unanswered. There's no cause to look at me like that. The Kakuya we met may have only been a simulacrum, but her memory was real. I need to search for what she left behind because she left it with me, and I will carry it always. Speaking of things you're carrying, is that a teeny tiny Kakuya? What? No! It is merely a token from Alexandria. Our friends in Oblivion would not take no for an answer, and I thought it as good a souvenir as any. Whatever you say, for what it's worth, I think it's a nice way to bring her with you on your travels. I agree. Yes. Well, you're off to the door now, aren't you? Ah, fussy bun bun. I thought I might join you for a time, see if there's aught I can do for the people there. Much changed though it is, I'll still consider it my home. Of course, we can give you the full story on the way. Back to Solution 9. Get some hydrate. Leonstein. Ba 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 ba. Fat cat. Fat cat. To the back room. You must be exhausted. Shall I nip out for an energy tonic? Nah, I'm fine. So Zoralja was conducting secret research in Iwatawa. I have some memories of the place from my childhood. Glad you're back. We wouldn't want to keep Galulja here waiting any longer than necessary. Looks like we arrived at a good time. Anvil is wearing his Kakuya. That makes me happy. Kakiwa. A simple yet elegant solution, and thus is the railroad back in operation. Meanwhile, Shell has nearly finished processing the data. She will be able to share her findings with us imminently. Stola! I'm interrupting something, I gather. Why, Stola, what brings you here? I've seen enough of the gate in the Skydeep Synod for now, so I'm shifting my investigation to living memory. While there, I thought I would do well to have the company of an expert on electrope. I'd like to take a closer look at the place myself. I can join you once we've finished here. Lest you fear I've forgotten, once I've made headway with living memory, the key in your keeping shall be the next subject of my scrutiny. Sure, why not?
There was a mountain of data to sift through, much of it tantalizing, I admit. But it will take time to fully decrypt everything that piques my interest, so to answer our immediate question, I've been concentrating my efforts on the audio saved by Teishulja herself.
Audio?
While I've not listened to it yet, I have a selection ready for playback. Would you like to hear it now?
Yes, please.
All right. Several audio files will now play in sequence.
My name is Teishalja, and I decided to record this to help me put my thoughts in order, I suppose. Mother? Officially I was a Chirurgeon with the Lance Guard. I was part of a contingent dispatched to Yasulani to hunt a Tural Vidral that was wreaking havoc. After our mission was complete, I elected to remain. It was the perfect opportunity to document the geographic distribution of medicinal herbs in this region. Or so I said when requesting special dispensation. In truth, I could not bear to return to Tuliolal. I had hoped to aid Commander Zoralja in the right of succession, but he did not so much as look my way. I was never in contention, of course, one of the nameless many in his army. To go back and face that reality was too much for me, so I ran, and in my cowardice, I stumbled upon this path, a path that changed my life. When the dome appeared, I found myself trapped within and reunited with my commander. How am I to speak of Commander Zoralja? I admired him. His incontestable strength, his unwavering focus. He was a man of great passions. I watched him, captivated by his intensity. From afar, I would not dare approach. And in watching, I came to know him. His eyes too sought the distance, but not as mine did. He yearned not for another, but something else, beyond the horizon. That gaze would never fall upon me. I knew. The experiment will soon proceed to its next phase, and when it does, as he promised, I will have my heart's desire. Today. It should have been today. The beginning. What I have dreamed of for so long. I hold a future in my arms. If he could see him, embrace him, surely that would be enough. So full of hope I was. A foolish hope.
Oh.
Its scales are blue.
He's your son.
No, I can't. I don't know how. How could I? How? To raise a child, be a father.
little one. Papa was just surprised. That's all. He'll come around. We'll be a happy family. Kaniloka's shouting for me. The research hasn't been going well. But I can't let him take it out on my baby. Hush now, little one. I know just where to hide you.
Shit.
That's all of them.
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
We know some manner of accident happened at the facility after this was recorded. Perhaps your mother couldn't come back for you.
Hey, Gololcha.
I'm fine, Lamarchi. Father and mother, they were both so lonely. If we could have been together, maybe they wouldn't have been. But sometimes things don't work out, no matter how hard you try.
Aw, what a strong lad.
I can't tell if I'm happier now. But it's better to know, I think. Thank you, everyone.
He's had closure. Yeah! Ah, good little boy. It's okay. I wanted to know more about my parents, and now I do. And I don't regret it. I have Lamity and Kawana and you, Lily. I'm not lonely now. Tishalja left written records as well. I'll compile them for Gululja. Perhaps something in them will be of comfort. You may find it hard to believe, but until the right of succession, Zeralja was a good brother to me. Always. And I thought that Papa was the best father anyone could ask for. I don't want to think the time we spent together as a family was a lie. But by the same token, the bitterness my brother harbored was all too real. If the dome had not appeared, Tishal's tale would have been very different. Yet whether or not she would have been happier, I cannot say. Why leave such a record, you ask? I cannot be certain, but I believe Tishalja simply wanted someone to know how she felt, to understand. No matter how brave a face Gululja puts on, I expect it will take him time to come to terms with this. He is a strong one, though. You needn't worry too much. Thanks for the hydrate, Jay. It's better to know. A profound response for one so young. Though I wish he didn't have to be, Gululja is indeed wise beyond his years. Yet one never outgrows the need for dependable companions. 'Tis fortunate he has you. Thank you, Shell. Because of you, I got to hear my mother's whole story. You heard it because you were brave enough to listen, Gululja. If you remember one thing, remember that. Aw, baby. Now then, having shared what I can at present, I am ready to head to Living Memory when you are. I am planning to be thorough, so we'll need to stop for supplies on the way. That said, I promise we won't remain over long. I know we have all much and more to attend to. For now, farewell. Good luck, Stola! Pray for your success. For your success. A word before you leave. Our network's already spreading word of the railroad. We expected people would be clamoring to get on the first train back. Yet the reaction's been the polar opposite. Scant few of these seem inclined to depart Alexandria any time soon. What? When we spoke before, you said many from Tuliyola were eager to reunite with friends and family. Maybe they're concerned about getting through Vanguard. If so, we would take turns accompanying them. In any case, we need to speak with the people ourselves. Let's start at Lane 9. Lane 9. I wonder if it's got anything to do with those, the special, attachments they were given for the funeral. Oh. Go to the Aetheryte Plaza. And Limity. There may still be people gathering in Praxis Park. Let's try there first.
People look uneasy. Did something happen?
Have you heard? Someone was killed in the Thunder Yards.
The Thunder Yards was one of the hunters slain by a beast.
It was a hunter, all right, and a veteran at that. But it was no fiend that did him in. Only a random bolt of lightning.
Such a senseless way to die. They say that he expended his last soul cells during Zoraljar's attack on the city.
For an upright, hard-working man to meet such an unceremonious end, it feels wrong. But we'll be fine, won't we? Even if the system no longer erases our memory of the departed, the regulators continue to function. I shan't go before my time. Growing old and passing peacefully with the help of the ushers is only natural.
Well, you may think so, but how are we to know? We have no memory of those who have gone. More may have met violent deaths than passed from old age, and we would be blissfully unaware. It could happen to you, or me, to any of us.
The fear is spreading. This is not good.
Then what are we to do? Spend every waking moment thinking only of how we might die?
With time, I had hoped that they'd be able to adjust to their new situation. But it's only gotten worse.
Look! It's Queen Sphene!
Huh? What? What the fuck? Hang on.
What?
Help, Queen Sphene! The grown-ups are really upset, and I don't know what to do.
I see that you are as kind-hearted as ever, Nico. Never fear. I'm here to set things aright.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't understand. gone. Forever. You there, Gusson. You were the Queen's aide, weren't you? What's the meaning of this?
Begging your pardon, Vow of Resolve. But Her Majesty Queen Sphene is paying visit to her people, as is her wont.
What are you talking about?
Something's fishy about this guy.
Sphene is dead. You officiated the funeral yourself. We all placed flowers to mourn her passing.
A funeral? For Her Majesty?
Yeah, those things are fishy.
What a curious jest. You know full well that ceremony was to commemorate those lives lost during the attack of Alexandria.
Oh, okay, who's the instigator? Who's the one behind those regulators? Who's the rat?
Her Majesty walks among her people that she might support them in this most trying of times. Surely that is not cause for consternation.
Your Majesty, won't you free us from these terrible memories of the departed? This is no way to live. Not for us, nor our children.
I wish that I could. Truly I do. But with living memories shut down, even I cannot restore the system that once afforded us that comfort. You needn't fret, however. I have prepared an alternate solution.
Uh-oh.
All of us shall be made endless.
It's happening again.
I have created a new system that allows you to transplant your memories directly into an ethereal vessel. One not reliant upon soul cells. This way, you need never again fear death. You may live as you please, and for as long as you like. Our stores of ether are, at present, not sufficient to provide this boon to everyone. But some of you received neo-regulators for the funeral ceremony, did you not? And there are still more we have yet to distribute. 5,000 in all. One day soon, those with neo-regulators will be called to join the Endless, and thence be free of suffering forevermore.
But only 5,000 of us?
You Victral! The real Sphene would never be content to save only some of her people. Who are you?
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Whoop.
Let's return to the back room. I need to calm down, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, we need more information. What are you? You saw Sven with your own eyes then, so it wasn't someone else. There's naught to report yet. We will have all eyes and ears out on Everkeep and Heritage found. Sven was erased. If she's back, then are the endless... Seriously, what was that? Queen Sven has returned? How? We heard about the Queen of Reason's proclamation. The rumor spread throughout the district like wildfire. Without the Meso Terminal, how does she propose to create New Endless? We must contact Shola as soon as possible. We only caught the proclamation from a distance, but I can tell you that the message about Neo-Regulators was received with utmost clarity. It couldn't have been Sven. She should have been destroyed when the Meso Terminal shut down. Without a single Alexandrian to bear witness, presented with an identical figure claiming to be their beloved queen, 'tis no surprise that they would choose to believe she's alive. What is troubling, however, is their denial that the funeral was held in her honor. 'Tis as if their memories have been erased. Given that the members of Oblivion remain unaffected, that was likely the work of the Regulators. But by whose design? Someone smart enough to play at being the Queen of Reason. In that guise, even if some suspect deception, most of Alexandria would be on her side. We need to find out who she really is. I agree. While I agree wholeheartedly, we should avoid drawing in more attention than we already have. We must be patient until Oblivion's network turns up a lead, or until our self-proclaimed queen makes her next move. I'll choose this. I'll take whatever. Meanwhile, in living memory. Stola? What?
Where am I?
Whomst?
My people. Are they safe?
Sven?
Why am I...
Fear of death, the people turn to Queen Reborn, their fates to learn. Well, that was a shitstorm.